Welcome to Corona Lockdown number 2. Today we're going to make a vegetable soup with some chorizo. So what we're going to need for this is 2 chorizos finely diced into pieces. We've got 3 large carrots which have been peeled and chopped. We've got 3 cloves of garlic and a knob of ginger chopped, finely chopped. We've got a cup of parsley. We've got 2 litres of vegetable stock. We've got 2 cans of diced tomatoes. We've got a whole silver beet. These are just the leaves, and in here we have the stalks, which are sitting in water so they don't go brown. We've got 2 large red onions, finely chopped, and half celery, which has been chopped, including the leaves. We've got 1 cup of soup mix, which I've rinsed, and 1 can of cannellini beans, which I've also rinsed. You can use borlotti or any other beans for that. Now to start with, you can substitute bacon for the chorizo or leave it out completely if you don't want any meat in there. So first of all, we want to colour this and render out some of the fat. Okay, to start off with, we're going to render the fat out of this. So we put it into a cold pot and turn the heat on. Leave it on high. And that'll take a few minutes to render and also to brown. Okay, this has been browning for a couple of minutes now. You can see the colour of that. It's got a nice sort of a crispy crunch on the side of it. So I'll turn the heat down to a medium high, and we're going to add the red onions. Now we want to soften these before we add anything else. So give it a good mix around, and they'll get coated with the fat from the chorizo, or bacon if you want to use it. Otherwise, the onion would be the first step if you don't want to use any meat in it at all. So we just let those onions soften for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be back with the rest. Okay, the onions have softened. I've been in there for a few minutes. Now it's time to add all the other vegetables. We've got celery stalks and the celery leaves can all go in. The carrots can go in. And about 3/4 of the parsley. We'll put a little bit in at the end for a bit of freshness. We'll just save that and put that aside. At this stage, I like to put just a little bit of salt. Might need to add a little bit more later, but we'll do a little bit now. And heaps of black pepper, as much as you can put in. Freshly ground black pepper. And we'll also put in, so these are the silver beet stalks that we chopped earlier and had in water so they don't go brown. We'll add the silver beet leaves, which I've chopped later on. Give that a good mix. You can see the volume of this, but the vegetables will shrink and it'll go down in size. Give it a good stir. There's plenty of moisture in there from the washing that we've done, and also the vegetables. And what we're going to do now is cover that and let that cook for about 30 minutes. So this has been cooking down for the last 30 minutes. What we do now, you can see it's reduced quite a bit. What we do now is just make a well in the centre, and we're going to add the garlic and ginger straight into that well. We'll let that sit there, and we're going to let that cook for 3 minutes. You can see the liquid down there. That's perfectly good. It means nothing is burning or stuck. Okay, you can see the garlic and the ginger is nice and soft right in the middle there. Now we add 2 cans of diced tomatoes. A little bit of water in here, just to get it all out. And give that a good mix around. Now we put the lid on and we cook it for another 30 minutes. So this has been 30 minutes. I've turned the heat right down once it came to the boil, so we've just got a nice simmer. You can just see sort of bubbling away there without sticking to the bottom. So now we add the silver beet leaves. So it goes in there. Give that a stir without finding it. All this will wilt down in a few minutes. And we add our soup mix, and this is lentils, barley and split peas, 1 cup. And we add 1 can of cannelloni beans or borlotti beans, whichever you like. Give that a careful stir through. And we add 2 litres of a good quality vegetable stock. So the soup mix will suck up a lot of this stock, so we put 2 litres in. Now you can see this makes quite a bit of soup, so you can freeze it, take half out, put it in a container and freeze it, and it should last up to 3 months in the freezer. Just gently mix that all in. Make sure the stock gets all the way to the bottom. Bring this back up to the boil and then turn the heat down, and we're going to simmer that for 45 minutes. So this has been cooking 45 minutes, it's all done. Now's the time just to check for if it needs any salt. I've put a tiny little bit back in. So we take it off the heat, turn everything off, and we put some fresh parsley in that's left. Give that a mix around. And now it's ready to serve.